We've got a reading for you about somebody who is regretful over how things ended between the two of you. They do feel like they have a lot of work that they need to do on themselves. They feel unworthy of your love and that you have probably operated with better or like more genuine intentions in the connection than they have. They do accept at this point, maybe they didn't before, but they do feel like it's their fault because they played games with your heart. And they dream about making things right between the two of you and you loving them. They say again in this card, so it could be, maybe at this point they feel like the hope is kind of lost, that there's really not a lot of potential or possibility that they see of the two of you getting back together. Because again, they feel like they let you down or they played games with your heart. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. We do have a members-only live stream for the stars and towers at 6:30 p.m. Central today, so hope to see you there. Hello, April. How you doing? Drive safely. We're going to start with the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. All right, what else do you need to know about this? Well, the Emperor just fell out. That's interesting. What else? Emperor, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. This is someone who puts a lot of stock or feels like they need to prioritize their career or their finances. So this could make them a little bit icy or kind of come across as heartless, because I feel this would be someone who would prioritize the needs of their business or their work over pretty much anything else. Or they might have kind of minimized the importance of your connection because of, competing schedules and things like that. Hello, I am. How are you doing? Hello, Ruben. What's happening? Hello, Santiago. What else do we have? Devil in the reverse, the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 3 of Wands. So this is your energy, somebody who feels like if there's going to be codependent or unhealthy, toxic energy in a relationship, then I've learned that I need to distance myself from that. Maybe, you were initially a little bit hesitant. Maybe you were more forgiving. Maybe you just kind of like put up with this person being a bit immature. But at a certain point, we have this decision that I think you made to walk away. Like, okay, if that's how you're going to act, then I'm not going to sit around and wait for additional betrayal or like disappointment in this connection. Hey, Nat, how you doing? So we've got the Hierophant and the 8 of Swords. Yeah, I do feel this is somebody who was in a relationship with you or talked at length about a relationship with you. But at the end of the day with the 8 of Swords, it's like, oh, I can't do anything. I can't change this, or this is my reality, or I have to be here. I do think they kind of made excuses to not be a real, like, available person to you or reliable companion. 3 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. There could be friends or family members that contributed to an argument or a negative perception of the relationship, encouraging someone to be single again or encouraging someone to continue behavior that was causing problems or eroding the foundation of that relationship. So there could be at this point some regret. Why did I listen to that friend? Or why did I let my family get in between us? Why did I let these things come across as more important to me than this person that now I don't have access to? Hello, Holy Ghost. Hello, CeeLo. How's it going? We have the Queen of Swords, 2 of Cups in the reverse, 10 of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Wands in the reverse. Oh, really? Okay, so for some of you, what I'm seeing is there was a lack of like physical affection or touch, a lack of being able to see each other, or just like general distance. Like I'm working too much, or I'm not willing to prioritize time with you, or, you know, like you want to have some, you know, happy time and they don't. There's a boundary here that this person established first that kind of put you out in the cold. And then you were like, okay, well, if I'm out in the cold, I might as well really be out in the cold then, because this is like a half relationship, not an actual relationship. All right, let's get a few from the Poe Tarot. Hello, Peter. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I hope you have better luck finding a YouTube video that you like. At any rate, you're welcome to come back if you're in a better mood tomorrow. You might find there's some pretty cool in the live chat. They're pretty awesome. We have the Hermit and the Knight of Candles, or the Knight of Wands. Not one of all the crowd to pry into thine hour of secrecy. Be silent in that solitude. And then the Knight of Wands, or Knight of Candles, says, but lo, a stir is in the air. The wave, there is a movement there. So I feel like you've been pretty guarded, not really looking to spend a lot of time with people that you don't trust. Especially, I think, being willing to stand on business with your boundaries and not letting this person back in. I think you might also have some hint or some awareness that this person has been trying to watch your social media or get insights on your life without being able to have that direct access to you to ask you those questions. So are they catfishing? Are they using an old account? Are they looking through their friend's account to see what you're up to? Probably one of those. Hello, Cesar. How are you doing? Hello, down the rabbit hole. How's it going? Hello, Aaron. We have the Ten of Wells, or the Ten of Cups. And neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. I love that. It might be a little toxic in this instance. I do think that we have someone who looks at you as like the example of what love is, what unconditional love is. But they also, it's like they have to update this opinion of the situation, right? If you're not the problem or the reason, if it wasn't circumstances, then maybe it was me. We have the Chariot. As soon as the balloon quits the earth, it is subjected to the influence of many circumstances, tending to create a difference in its weight, augmenting or diminishing its ascending power. This is someone who didn't really want to be honest with themselves about the fact that they put the brakes on this, or they made this connection more difficult than it needed to be by prioritizing different things, or like keeping you a little bit confused or a little bit impatient. Again, it seems like they either choose family or work pretty consistently over the connection that they have or had with you. So we have the Nine of Quills, which is the Nine of Swords, and the Five of Candles, or the Five of Wands. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. It does look rather haunting. Okay, what's this idea? We tremble with the violence of the conflict within us, of the definite with the indefinite, of the substance with the shadow. But if the contest have proceeded thus far, it is the shadow which prevails. We struggle in vain. Okay, so we could have somebody who ruined their own relationship with you by assuming that it wouldn't do very well to begin with. Expecting things to be argumentative, or expecting you not to invest in this connection. This could be someone who started arguments with you just to be kind of difficult or even prove that things would probably not last very long. Thank you, Nat Nat. I've got that added for you. We're going to go with the situations deck. Oh, Jordy, did you ask the devil? That's interesting. I don't do witchcraft, though. I'm going to remove your comment. You're welcome to hang out, but let's just be respectful, okay? Hello, Suitha. How are you doing? Hello, Diago. I see we're having a rough day. You're welcome to come back tomorrow. Maybe just like a little bit better mood, a little respect. What do we have from the situations deck? We have trash. That's interesting. This is someone who felt like they could just like put you on the back burner and not prioritize things, and you would just like wait and have another opportunity, that they would always have access to you. But now they find that their inability to appreciate what kind of connection you really had and pursue that or make time for that has resulted in losing access to you. Now they want to try to find some way to negotiate regaining that access. I miss you. Hello, Neha. How are you doing? We've got recalling, reminiscing, memories, returning, and crickets, silence, non-action. I don't think this person is trying to reach out to you just yet. I don't think that this is somebody who has the words figured out. I think at this point we are in that like 5 of Cups. I'm regretting what happened, acknowledging that I probably should have handled things a little bit better than I did, but I haven't taken any action yet. I'm just sitting here and probably like stewing, you know? You ever stew? Just like, it's my fault, isn't it? Dang it. You know, like if you make a mistake, let's just say you have a real obvious curb check when you're driving during traffic, and you're just kind of like, hey guys, sorry, that was me. I did it bad. I promise normally I'll drive better. If you don't like my driving, stay off the sidewalk, okay, people? Like, this is someone who's like, oh. When I think back on it, I realize that what I did was quite foolish. Maybe at the time I thought it was funny. Maybe at the time I thought it wasn't a big deal. Maybe I just kind of didn't want to admit to myself that this was actually someone that I cared about, and therefore I should, you know, make sure that they feel appreciated, make sure that they feel welcome. Oh, there's a soul. I'm doing well. Thank you, Neha. How's it going, Robert? Okay. How's this person know about your future? This person getting tarot readings on you? I feel like this person has a feeling, or has been told, or has gleaned some information from a social media account, and they feel like it's not going to be very long until you're in a relationship, till somebody wants to give you this relationship, that exclusivity that they were not really willing to offer you. Whether that's in actuality, like maybe you were in a relationship, they just didn't treat you that way, or if it's more like, you know, their emotional ability, talking about those desires and where they want the relationship to go, all of that might have been a little bit too much for them. Hello, Rotten. How you doing? Hello, Rachel. How's your day? This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. We have the Sun in the reverse, Knight of Swords or Knight of Lightning. Information coming out, huh? About an offer, Ace of Pumpkins or Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this is someone talking about their interest in you. And maybe it's seen on social media, or maybe this person hears it as far as like some gossip. But this is like, oh no. I gotta do something and I gotta do something quick. Have you ever like just been completely inept at putting away groceries and I don't know, like spilled like a gallon of milk or dropped like maybe you tore the bag of rice and it goes all over the floor, cereal, anything like that? That's what I'm seeing in my mind right now is this person is like, oh, things are escalating. Okay, so it's not even just that this person doesn't want to talk to me or that we don't have access to each other. It's that somebody else is like flirting here, somebody else is interested. Maybe I need to actually go and like apologize. Maybe this is, you know, more difficult than I thought. So, how do I get some information or how do I get back into this person's life? So they could be catfishing, they could be spying, they could be using someone else's account to see what's going on with yours. But somewhere along the way, they find out that there's an offer coming in for you. I could say that it might be a job offer. Maybe you're moving away, but this looks a little suggestive. Like somebody's like, hey, baby, what's up? I heard you were single. Yep, me too. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse and the Fool in the reverse. Okay, this person is not the type to talk about their feelings or be real demonstrative in a group setting. Maybe just like, you know, arm around you as you walk out the door or things like that. But this is not the type of person who would be expected to like propose in public at like a baseball game or something, right? They don't like that much attention. But this is somebody who is now at the point where they're like, if the only thing that will get your attention, if the only thing that will get me an opportunity to see you again or reconcile with you is to be like obnoxiously public and tell everybody that I'm in love with you, then that's what I'm going to do. This is somebody who feels like they don't have a lot of options if you've already gotten to the point where somebody is going to make you an offer and you might be open to it. Hey, Lemonade, how you doing? Thank you, Merida. Let me know if you have a question. Hello, Squirrely. How's your day? I've got your name written down, and if you have a question, I will add it for you. Hello, Key Controller. What's happening? What else? Knight of Pumpkins, which is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Potions or the King of Cups in the reverse. This is an obstacle to my plan. How dare somebody else be interested in pursuing you? This person is just a little bit possessive. So we've got the Moon, the Chariot, and the Hierophant in the reverse. Okay. I think this person's going to do something totally out of character. They're going to rush in, and I feel like even if it's in front of, like, you know, the entire group of friends at the local Chili's or a bar or, I don't know, like a Little League game, this person's going to be like, I love you. Maybe even do, like, the John Cusack thing, have, like, a nice little stereo outside your window. This person is going to do something demonstrative of their love, and it's going to be extremely out of character. And it's also going to be as a result of fear and a little bit of desperation because they don't feel worthy of you, but they know that somebody else, probably a little bit more worthy, is interested and pursuing you. Okay, so have they done any work though? Like, why are we here at this meeting? Presumably there's an update. Is there a change? What's going on here? Oh, no. You just want to be possessive. Let's see. It would be nice to see, like, the star. Or even the Death card, because that's a change in behavior. Okay, so we got the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Pumpkins, or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Wands. That's my toy. I'm not playing with it, but it's mine, so you can't have it right now. Okay, this is about defending territory. This is about, no, you can't have that person. That's my person. Have they been working on themselves? I don't know. Maybe they tie their shoelaces faster. Maybe they figured out how to put on 2 pant legs at the same time. Emotional work? No. I feel this is somebody who's going to dress up, try to make it seem like, because what did I say? I said if it's the death card, then that's okay. And now we got Hobie over here trying to dress up like a skeleton. It's like, oh, no, I've changed. Can't you tell? Look at my outfit, it's different. Got some face paint on. Yeah, no, I've gone through the dark night of the soul. Everything's better now. Okay, sorry, I don't trust this person. They're coming back around because they want to claim you. But why don't they feel worthy of your love? It's because they haven't actually healed. They haven't worked on themselves. It's just like same old clown. I said it. I'm sorry. This is somebody who's willing to like make it, like dress it up and make it sound like I've done all these great things. I'm a better person now. But they haven't. Thank you, Cyber. How's it going? Oh, you're always capable of it. There's just, we got to make sure that we're working on the things that we need to work on, right? I'm trying to see if I got a question. Ah, there it is. Well, me and my son are going to do well in the school interview on Wednesday. Let me add that for you. Awesome. I've got that added. Will he get a place? Awesome. All right. Oh, let me scroll this back down real quick. Hello, Oswaldo. How are you doing? They took a shower. That's it. Well, hey, thanks for removing that layer of stink. That's great. That's weird. Why does it still smell like BS in here? Ten of Cups, King of Swords, and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so, sorry, my table is like, there we go. So this is someone who feels like they can make things sound better. They can sell you the dream. They can come back around and be like, hey, I know I wasn't around. I know I didn't really like make you feel special or make you feel wanted or like tell you I had feelings or anything like that. But I'm here and I just wanted to tell you I've been thinking about you a lot and I totally have feelings for you. They're gonna give you like a medium-sized breadcrumb. Just one. Hey, this is something that you always wanted me to say, or this is something that I was supposed to do, or hey, you know, like, what about like being in a relationship? I don't think you're gonna be very impressed by it because I think you can see it's rather flippant or it's just kind of like off the cuff. They haven't really got the substance in their conversation with you about this to give you any reason to believe that this is real. It just seems like they're saying the things that somebody wrote on a note card for them, you know? Or lifting like the lines from a movie. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Is that from Love Actually? Or did you come... Those aren't your words. You don't talk like that. I don't think you're going to feel like there's anything genuine from this person. We've got the Knight of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Swords. In all actuality, I think this is mostly about trying to make sure that you are still theirs and possibly a little bit of like thirstiness, right? Okay, so what about this other person? Devil in the reverse, Knight of Swords, World in the reverse. I think the person who's interested in you already knows about this King of Wands not being over you and isn't going to add to the drama. Because I think this is someone who would be capable of understanding intention and motivations. So I feel like you're able to build trust with this individual. Oh, thank you, Merida. Do you have another question to add? Hello, Lee. How are you doing? What else do we have? Ace of Swords. The Empress in the reverse and the Fool. Have you ever had somebody ask a question trying to make it sound like they're smart or they totally understand the subject matter, but the very question that they ask like demonstrates that they have no clue what's going on? Like, you know, if someone were to ask a question but frame it up as like Star Trek The Next Generation being the first Star Trek series, I'd be like, it's in the name, dude. This is somebody who's like, I'm going to tell you exactly why you should be with me again and how I'm healed and better. And, you know, that other person over there is a POS. And it's like, what? I know we had some problems in the past, but now I'm pretty sure you will agree that I am the most humble person you could find. You know, just bragging about myself and my humility. No, this is a line of BS, and there's the Death card in the reverse. Remember I said this would be what we need if this person's actually gone through a change. They came out as the King of Wands like, no, I swear, I've changed. Look, my hair, I parted it on the other side. They have not changed enough to be able to approach a relationship with you in the way that they need to approach it. I know that much. So we have the Page of Swords in the reverse and the Four of Wands. But the thing is this person sees that there is someone else, Three of Pentacles, and they're aware of them, who is interested in a relationship, something serious and committed with you. And that makes them nervous. That makes them feel like they have to do something. Okay, so what about, like, is this new person a good option? I feel like we need to ask that question. What about this Three of Pentacles, Devil in the reverse person? This person is a bit of a loner. This is someone who, yeah, I don't feel like they let a lot of people get to know them. It's very common. But the Queen of Wands indicates there's some like revitalization happening for this person right now. It's like they're more willing to entertain the idea of a relationship than they have in the past. This person actually has gone through some changes. Death card. Chariot in the reverse. When things looked like they were, you know, not working out for them, they did change. As a result, we have this Two of Pentacles. They found some stability in their life because they rose to the challenge and, you know, gave up things that were not good for them, or distanced themselves from toxic people, or invested their energy intelligently with regards to their career or their family. This person has had financial issues in the past. But with the Queen of Swords, they've learned these lessons. I feel like they have much better habits now. We have the Three of Cups. A date. This person's going to ask you out. I feel like a lot of people, I'm not saying it has to be like thousands of people, okay? But I feel like a decent amount of people are like, ooh, did you hear who's going on a date? Why is everybody talking about your dating life? Just curious. Page of Swords in the reverse. So this is saying, unless you don't want that, maybe just be cautious about who posts what on social media. Because it could cause a little bit of a, like a little argument. Five of Pentacles. Why the Five of Pentacles? King of Wands and the Devil. Remember our King of Wands? This person is going to be obsessed with this relationship. So basically, don't put your stuff on social media if you don't want some ex of yours obsessing over who you're dating.
Oh, but I'm way more attractive than that person. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're dating someone who wears Crocs.
Ew, you're dating a Metallica fan? There's some judgment here. They think they're so good. Where are we at? 29 minutes. I'm going to just pull a few from the Love Oracle. Let's see what we got. Hello, Brian. Hello, is it Shebek? How you doing? Yeah, that's kind of how it is, right? What do we have? Obsession. I think I just said they're going to be obsessed with your relationship. Because this person keeps thinking about how they had the opportunity to be with you, had all these lovely times with you, but they were not willing to step into that divine energy or level up, be more responsible, be more emotional. Emotional storm. Now they're more emotional because they blocked their emotions. This new person is more aligned with what you've been trying to anticipate or like manifest or find in your life. Somebody who's able to value you or has that depth. You have some good conversations. You feel like you know who this person is. But the person from your past is looking at you like you've abandoned them. They feel confused, even though I think a lot of that confusion stems from the fact that they don't really want to be honest themselves about like the extent to which they didn't really make you feel like you were welcome or, you know, important to them. All right. Anything else? Yeah. So for this person from the past, it would be like you settling. Yeah. This person is not themselves. Notice the same kind of makeup. So new person seems to be better, but you got to use your intuition or your discernment in both situations. There are some financial issues here to be aware of. All right, we're going to switch over to those personal readings. What are we going to use? This is the Morgan Greer. We've got Nat up first. What do we have for Nat, please? What do we have for Nat? High Priestess in the reverse. The Judgment card and the Queen of Cups. So we've got some sort of judgment or, I don't know, like side eye coming from a friend. Someone who feels like either you gave advice that was unfair or that you're not following their advice. But I do feel like there's this like miscommunication or misunderstanding happening with someone. Could be someone at work that you consider a good friend or, you know, someone you don't dislike. But this is saying like there's some sort of like hiccup or problem here that should be easier to solve than it really is. I feel like it's because other people get involved. So if there's any ability to kind of minimize how many people start talking about this thing that's happening between you and another person, that would be ideal. But I do feel like it's getting a little bit out of hand, and you might feel like it's making a mountain out of a molehill. Just try to minimize how many people are aware of it, or, you know, don't add to that, I guess. All right, and then did we get a second question from Merida? I do have the first, I think it was first two, but I just wanted to double check. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? Merida, if you are out there and you did have another question for that second tip, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get started on your question regarding the school interview. What's going to go on for Merida and her son with regards to the school interview, please? Page of Cups in the reverse, King of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So it feels to me like we have somebody that's in a bad mood with this King of Pentacles. That could be the person that you're working with. That could be you. But this mood or this temperament is going to be a little bit of an obstacle that day. And with the King of Wands, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel like there's something here that you bring to the equation. You can kind of soothe tense rooms, or maybe you're a bit of a mediator. So when you pick up on whoever you're dealing with that is in a bit of a mood, you know, I feel like have some confidence in your ability, because I feel like you do generally have like a positive kind of like relaxing impact on people. We've got the World in the reverse, the Hanged Man in the reverse, and Justice in the reverse. I do think that there's going to be something here that is a block for this interview. I don't know if it has to do with geography of some sort, because we have the World in the reverse. Like, we don't have the space, or this isn't, you know, I feel like it's space, or why would it be World? If they have requirements based on somebody speaking other languages, things like that. This is like there's something here that the individual, who could be the one with the bad mood, by the way, is like, I don't know about that. I think this is a rule and I think we have to stick to it. But then I feel like there's this chance to leverage emotion, or switch the subject, or your ability to kind of win people over. With the Six of Swords, there's a chance here that you can encourage this person to take another look. So it's really important to focus on how to kind of negotiate or keep the conversation going without it seeming to like put someone on the defensive. Because I do feel like this is someone who's trying to say, like, I don't think I can change that rule, or I don't think I can make this change. And I feel like you're able to potentially get this person to look at things a different way if you can navigate that kind of moody energy. So will he get a place? Ace of Wands says yes. It just says that you have to be able to navigate that mood. So I have faith in you. Just don't let somebody's irritable mood rub off on you, basically. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next